Let's get organized. We're going to start by taking a look at some sample data in a document with lots of different spreadsheets. But we'll start with this first one here, small orders. There are about 40 orders for this company. We're going to start by formatting the headings a little bit, making them centered and bold. Some of the columns are a little bit wide, so we can either double click or maybe just click and drag to get them a good size. And what do you notice about these totals here? Here's a number of units sold. What's the item? It's a pencil, so 95 pencils. The unit cost, so what should the total be? Is there a formula that could calculate that total? Equals E3 times a little asterisk F3. And that gets us our total. To autofill, click and drag the little blue box down. And if you notice, if we keep going, it's overwriting those numbers with the same answer. Now, to navigate around the spreadsheet a little bit, it's good to use your keys on your keyboard, but it might take a long time to get to the bottom. So one thing you can do is hit Control down. It brings you right to the very last entry. Okay, let's get sorted. Right now, these entries are being ordered by date, but maybe we want to order them by region. What if you wanted to know how many entries came from the East region, or the Central, or the West? Right now, this is not being sorted. There's something in spreadsheets called the sort tool, and that's under data. So we can sort the whole sheet by a certain column that we choose. So right now, if we were to click in column C, data, and sort sheet by column C. And notice it says A to Z. We could also go in descending Z to A, but we'll start with A to Z. So now it's made the very first one, it goes alphabetically, Central, East, our headings are down here because R comes before W. We don't really like that, do we? Control Z to undo. And one thing that you can do is actually freeze a row. So view and freeze, you can choose 1 row, 2 rows, or up to the current row that you're in, which is 2 rows. So if we freeze 2 rows and then do a data sort by column C, because our cursor's in column C, that's better. And what if we wanted to sort by the total? That's column H. So sort the sheet by column H. Now it goes from lowest to highest of the totals. When navigating large spreadsheets, the Control key on your keyboard really is your best friend. When you hold down the Control key and you're in your spreadsheet, in your table, Control and then the down key brings you right to the bottom entry. Control up brings it to the top. One last way to sort your data is to add something called filters. So data and filters One last way to sort your data is to add some filters. So in your header row, select Data and create a filter. Now, each one of these little triangles acts like its own filter, so you can quickly sort by the different columns. So here we sort it by the items, sort it by the units, the unit cost, And what's extremely important is that it keeps the information with the original entry. Okay, let's say we wanted to do a sort to find some information. Let's say we wanted to find how many times Jones made an order out of the East. We could do a sort by the region. Or in this case, it might be better to do descending. So west and then east. So we see Jones made an entry out of the East here. And then, another one down here. And we could go through and count them up that way, but maybe we should sort them a little bit more first. One way to do this is to sort the range, choose the entire table, and data, sort the range, first by one column, like the region, which is in column C, and then by another one. So if there's a tie, because there are lots of entries that are in the East, so if there's a tie, then we want it to sort it by the representative, which is column D. So sort. Now when we go up to East, anytime it's East, if it's a tie, it could be Howard, Jones, parent, someone else, but all the East and Jones are here together. So it groups them first by the region and then by the representative. You can also use filters to do this pretty quickly by just sorting by one first, so first sorting by the representative and then by something else. And again, it will group them first by one and then you're grouping them by another. So we can see that there were 5 times that Jones made an entry out of the East. And maybe we want to know the total sales that from those 5 for times. Jones equals sum those. Okay, let's take a look at the bottom of our spreadsheet. It starts in row 3 and it goes down to row 45. We're going to take a look at the bottom of our table and do some calculations using functions. We already know the sum function that would give us our total equals SUM, open bracket, and because we're in column H, H3 to H45. That gives us the total. Here's another function, the maximum, equals max, open bracket, H3 to H45. That gives us the highest number in the entire table. So in that case, it would have been row 44. That is the highest number of all the totals. The minimum equals min, M-I-N, H3 to H45. Lowest total was $9.03, as you can see right here. There's no lower number than that. How could you calculate the range in between the minimum and maximum? Well, in this case, equals maximum, which is in cell H47, take away the minimum, H48, and that gives you your range. The average, an extremely useful tool, is equals average, H3 to H45. Now, could we do these for the unit cost as well? Let's bring those formulas over, and now we're in column G, so all the formulas are G3 to G45, and it tells us the total, the sum, the maximum, the minimum, the range, and the average unit cost. Looking at these unit costs, do you think that we could find the mode or the median? You betcha. What is the mode? Equals MODE, mode. G3 to G45. $4.99. Median, G3 to G45. Also $4.99. That's interesting. All right, so why don't you go give it a try on your own spreadsheet?